So today we're doing the new Barry Bonds Yordan Alvarez, or at least that's how MLB The Show views him as. I mean, this guy's going to break home run records. His average is probably going to finish at like 324 with a 1100 OPS. It's going to be exciting to see how this plays out, and I hope you guys are excited about it as well. So if you do enjoy it, make sure you hit that like button down below. Not only does it help me out because the more likes, it shows me that you guys actually do enjoy this content and you want to see some more of it, but it helps you guys out because obviously the more likes, the more likely I am to continue this type of content. That's really what I'm basing my videos on at this point. If you guys like it, I'm going to keep doing this type of content for you guys. So make sure you hit that like button down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're approaching 30,000 subs. We're like 2.1 or 2.2 thousand away. So I mean, why don't you join the family here? We're cranking out MLB content for fun, so I hope you guys do enjoy it. Those are my plugs. You guys know the social media is down below. If you did miss yesterday's video, I'm going to put it in the top right corner. There's going to be a little eye icon for you. And go check it out. Mike Trout. Woo! Was that a crazy career? Personally, one of the best careers I've seen. Team-wise, it wasn't great. The Angels were pretty bad, but you got to go check it out. It was a really good one. That'll be in the top right corner for you. So how these work? CPU handles everything. I don't do anything. I just let the CPU control it all, and we're gonna see how crazy Yordan Alvarez becomes. He's already 85 overall at the age of 22, and looking at his stats, you know, one season in 87 games, 27 home runs. So like, who knows what's gonna happen from here? You can see his attributes. It's getting wild. So that's basically the intro. We know what's gonna happen. He's on the Astros. He's got the bang bang, the trash can helping him out. I'm joking, but we're gonna see how this plays out. So let's simulate the first season, see where he stands after his first full year in the majors, and I don't even know what to expect. I'm expecting some crazy stuff though. So, or I'm gonna assume some crazy stuff's gonna happen. So I'll see you guys at the end of this one. Alrighty, season one's over, and I'm interested to see, you know, where Yordan stands with everything. So let's take a little peek. So they won the division. We're not here for that stuff. Not a league leading stat for Yordan, which is wild. Absolutely wild. Not even an MVP. He's not even in the mix, which is crazy. That doesn't happen. So where did Yordan sit? Actually, not a bad season though. Not a bad season. 36 doubles, 34 home runs, over 100 RBIs, sat with a 300 average and a 927 OPS. That's a calm season though. So are we gonna end up having a very quiet Yordan Alvarez career just because we're doing a career sim? I hope not. But so far it's not a bad start. I mean, 2 seasons, you're sitting at 61 career home runs. That's not bad. I'd be happy with that if I was playing in the big. So that's season 1. Let's simulate through a couple more seasons, see if they have any like postseason awards or anything like that. I guess we could do this, see if they end up winning it, and see if he's like World Series MVP or anything. So they won the World Series. Would you like to advance? No, I want to see if he won an award here. Playoff MVP, not World Series MVP, but at least he was playoff MVP. How come? 344, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs. Pretty good. I'm pretty sure that was just the World Series though. So let me double check. I think that might have been just the World Series. 61 at bats. That might have been the postseason. So there's that. Season 1. I mean, a playoff MVP is not a bad way to start it off. So here we go. Let's simulate a few seasons, see where he stands, see how many MVPs and all this crazy stuff that he can accumulate. So I'll see you guys probably like 5 seasons, see what kind of crazy numbers he's putting up. All right, season 5, so 2024, and ever since the first season, the Astros have been garbage. And on top of that, Yordan, he's been really good, but he hasn't been in like any of the MVP races. Like, it's insane. It's wild. I don't understand it. I'm gonna sim to the regular season really quick because like I want to show you like the last 3 MVPs: Trout, and JD Martinez. And if you watch the Mike Trout video, you would know that Mike Trout didn't win a single MVP for me, which is wild. So of course, when I don't control him, he pops off. But when I'm like trying to do a video on him and show how good he is, he doesn't pop. Or you know, I don't get it. How come whenever I try to like show off a player, they don't pop off for me, but whenever they're with the CPU, they pop off? So here we go. Let's take a look. Yordan says 96 overall, really hitting that prime of his career, 26 years old. I mean, like, if you were expecting a Barry Bonds card, like, this is what you're expecting. Hitting stats through the roof. Barry Bonds was a pretty good fielder, like, early on in his career. Obviously, as he got a little bit bigger, you know, things kind of changed. But, I mean, look at the numbers he's putting up. This season right here, 2022, and even 2021, he didn't even make top 3 for MVP voting in the game. Like, I looked, he wasn't even in the consideration for MVP voting, which is wild. Like, those are stupid numbers. He's almost at 200 home runs in 5 seasons. Hits almost at 1,000. Like, this guy's putting up crazy good numbers. You guys can see it. So let's see how season 5 plays out. See where he stands throughout his career at this point, and then we'll keep moving forward. So far, he's putting up crazy numbers. He's just not getting the accolades. And of course, you guys can kind of see Astros kind of poop. So, you know, it's not looking great. I mean, I wonder where the money's being spent. Altuve, Bregman, Springer. I mean, I don't know where the money's being spent that they don't have a good team. But, I mean, I guess that's not really... I mean, the pitching's pretty bad. I guess that's where it's going wrong. So let's see how this 5th season plays out for Yordan. All right, so as you can see, the Astros did win the division. But I'm going to point something out here. So we're not going to be able to see transactions, but... they traded away Jose Urquidy, who was one of the best pitchers that we had. Didn't bring in another pitcher to replace him. And they traded him for an outfielder, which, I mean, I guess was okay. Verdugo, but like, what? Why are they doing that? Why would you get rid of one of your best pitchers, especially at the deadline day when you're in a pretty tough division with the Angels? I don't know. Yordan had the most RBIs in the league. And awards. Are we finally going to get our first... He was second. Mike Trout's putting up stupid numbers. Like, those are insane numbers. Yordan was number 2, so at least he's getting in the voting mix. But, I mean, he put up crazy numbers too. A 320 average, almost a 400 on base percentage, a 1020 OPS, 132 RBIs, 44 home runs, and 42 doubles with almost 200 hits. So he's over 1,000 hits. He's at 229 home runs, and let's see where his WAR is so far in his career at 34.6. Like, that's insane, absolutely insane. So we're gonna continue this career sim. I mean, if he continues this, he's gonna have unbelievable numbers. He's only 26, 27, 26. Like, 10 more years of this, 11 more years of this, 14 more years of this. Like, these are going to be insane numbers. So let's just see where he finishes. I mean, we're going to see where it stops. I mean, I guess we could sim the offseason and see if they end up winning a World Series. They got eliminated by the Royals. So there's that. So I'll see you guys at our next step, probably 10 years into his career, to see where we're at. Alrighty, so we're in 2026. You guys can kind of see it peeking out behind the webcam. But Yordan just signed a big old contract. I'm talking like massive, right? So I'm assuming this is going to take him through the rest of his career, because this is what, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, about 37, 38 years old by the time this contract's over, or maybe like 36, 37. My math might be a little bit off, but you guys can see the team. You see where Yordan is sitting. So this was heading into season 7. So this is 2 seasons after I just showed you guys what Yordan was doing. So I'm not going to worry about what he does at the end of this. I'm going to simulate a few more seasons, but I figured I'd give you a little update on his contract that he was just given. So there's that. We'll see how it plays out. I'll probably check in maybe season 10, 11. We'll see. All right, we're in season 8. So I have, you know, simulated just a little bit, but I figured I would show you guys that we finally have an MVP award. An MVP award. It took 8 seasons. 8 to make this happen. But this was the MVP season for Yordan, which I thought was wild. So since we're at 8th season, let's just do a little check-in now, see where he's at in his career. 366 home runs, 1,500 hits. I mean, he's only 29, man. Like, this is possibly a record-breaking home runs, like, for a career. Like, he might break Barry Bonds' like whole situation. Most home runs in a career. he might have a lot of hits too. I mean, he's almost, I'm assuming he's going to hit 3,000. I'm assuming he's going to hit like 700 plus home runs. Like, this guy's going to break some records. So let's see how it keeps playing out. They didn't make the postseason once again, but there's the first MVP for Yordan since we started this career sim, which normally doesn't take this long. Normally it's like season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8 at this point. So it's crazy that he's only won one, but that's going to be like our season 10 check-in. I'm going to simulate a few more years in advance. I'm not going to stop every MVP. Really, the only time I'm going to stop from here on out is if he wins a World Series, or if he breaks like a home run record or something. So let's just simulate for a few years and see what happens. All right, so we're in season 12, and it's looking like Yordan's slowly starting to come down to earth, which is a little disappointing. 2031, and this is like the first year in a while that he hasn't been like in the mix for MVP votes. And you can see 24 home runs, 90 RBIs. He struck out 200 times, which I mean is a little bit more than normal. He still walked a bunch, but like the OPS, the average on base percentage, all that stuff really dropped this season. And I mean, he's approaching, you know, he's over 500 home runs. So he's approaching that 600 home run mark. He's at 23-27 for hits. So when I said he was going to hit 3,000 hits and like 700 home runs or possibly break the Barry Bonds record, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. He's still got a few years. He's got 3 years left on his deal, and maybe he won't get as crazy of numbers as I would have thought. Maybe it's just because I'm doing a career sim where he doesn't want to pop off anymore, which would be really disappointing. So let's see how the rest of this contract plays out. I'll see you guys in 3 seasons. All right, so the last year of Yordan's contract, it's 2034. We're in year 15, or like it's about to be year 15. And you can see Yordan's barely holding on to a spot. He's down to a 75 overall. Almost no power versus lefties. He's at 36 years old, and he's kind of tailed off. But like, I don't know if he's got to hit what, 22 home runs to get 600 home runs. The hits are going to be the close one. I don't know if he's going to hit 3,000 hits. And I feel like this was actually a pretty underwhelming Yordan career sim so far. So like I said, it was the last year of his contract, and that's why I was kind of getting an overview of where he's sitting, because like it's looking like this is probably one of his last seasons. I don't know if he's going to be like Trout, where he's going to be able to go until he's 40, especially since fielding's already pretty low. In real life, Yordan probably would move to first base at some point in his early to late 30s anyways. But like with his hitting stats even decreasing, it's looking like this is kind of like the end of the road for Yordan. Kind of underwhelming, not a lot of MVPs, not many playoff appearances. And I mean, yeah, he had some pretty good years, 40 plus home runs, but like I've seen seasons where he's hitting 60 home runs. So like he's having really good years, but I feel like it definitely could have been a little bit better. And I feel like this was a little underwhelming, definitely underwhelming. So we're going to simulate this 15th year in his career, see how it goes, and then check in at the end of it, and then we'll go from there. I don't really know what's going to happen. All right, so let's take a look. Let's see how he did in his final season. 72 overall. Yikes. Attributes are looking a little rough. And then his stats, he did eclipse that 600 home run mark, but I don't know if he's going to hit 3,000 hits, which is kind of wild to think about. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. It's gonna be close. I don't think he's gonna hit it. I mean, he needs at least probably 2 more seasons to hit that mark. Home runs wise, he's looking good, but we'll have to wait and see. I feel like bringing him back is kind of like cheating the Astros at this point. I don't know if you like really think that's like worth it, but like, I mean, he's hit 600 home runs, which is still pretty impressive. And we'll see. I'm going to see if he signs with the team. If he doesn't, I'll consider bringing him back to the Astros just to play like that DH role. But for now, I feel like trying to just force it, probably not the best move. So we'll wait and see if he gets signed. If not, I'll kind of play it by ear, see if it's worth it. So, all right, so 2039, Yordan finally retires. He was a free agent at this point. And I'll throw myself in the top corner to see if he's gonna be a Hall of Fame member. But let's see. He's 53 overall. He's 42 years old, and let's take a look here. So he's been in free agency for 2 seasons, and it looks like he was kind of like, if you've ever seen that movie Mr. 3000, I think it was with Bernie Mac, where they like like he came out of retirement to try to get that 3,000th hit. It looks like that's kind of what happened here with Yordan, where they just kind of kept trying to plug him into the lineup to get that 3,000th hit. And it looks like in 2037, he finally got it. But you guys can see the stats. I mean, crazy good season. And finishing with a 946 OPS for his career, a 300 average, 642 home runs, and of course 3,019 hits. It's gonna put him up there in the leaderboards for sure. And a WAR of 85.1 for his career. So I mean, insane numbers. I definitely was expecting a little bit better, you know, closer to 700 home runs, well over 3,000 hits, but like he didn't pop off like I expected him to. So it all comes down to this. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yeah, he definitely is. So there it is. That is how we're going to end the Yordan Alvarez career sim. And it was a good career. 100%. It was definitely a Hall of Fame career. But I just felt like it could have gone a little bit better. But that's how it's going to end. Remember, guys, I hope you did enjoy it. Hit that thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. Like I mentioned, we're just around the corner. We're this close to 30,000 subs. So if we hit that, that would be amazing. And of course, get in the comment section. Let me know which player you would like to see next for a career sim. That's about it, guys. I'm going to leave you with 2 videos on screen now. Go and give them a watch if you haven't yet. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.